Bam, bam, bam. Four bams today. This is the PreMo podcast, the podcast that really promotes and shows off an era that we are fascinated by, obsessed by, an era that we find ourselves neck deep in. And this little piece here is called the top 25 PreMo. Now, what that means was every guest was basically told, make a list of 25 stickers or cards, whatever you want, basically. Players can't appear twice. And it's items like that you feel should be on your list. So it's not like the best of the best. This is like Leo's list, Doug's list, Matt's list, and Champ's list, right? And speaking of the names, we're gonna go ahead and introduce. I am Champ Vanderford, the sexiest collector currently in the world. Sexier by the day and by the minute. I'm a hunter, and I'm here to hunt, and so that's me. I will pass it over to my esteemed colleague Matt, aka I don't even have an AKA for you yet, but we're gonna work on one soon. So what's up, Matt?
I don't have an AKA. What up, champ? When we were talking about this, it's like I think Leo has been mentioned on every episode in some form or fashion. So it's only right that we get the man in person for this incredible episode. So Leo, for those that don't know, which are very few, tell the people who you are.
Okay, well, first and foremost, thanks to all of you for, having me on the podcast. You guys know that then I've been following every video you guys post. Always appreciate the mentions. It always means a lot to me. But for those who don't know me, my name's Leo Rica. Born in Canada, raised in Canada, moved to Belgium when I was 14 to play football, and I've been collecting for the last, let's say, 5-6 years. And it started with Pokemon. And then from Pokemon, I was like, why aren't I dabbling in the world of football when that's everything I know and do? And over the past years, just discovering so many things that are out here in Europe and, getting them graded and selling them to others in United States.
On this call.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that's a bit of, what I've been doing, who I am. And I'm 26 years old, still young. Time
God
flies.
damn.
Yeah. So no, it's big for anyone who wants to know. You guys look at my page. It's all pre-modern. I'm not into the modern stuff. Pre-modern has always been my thing. It's the era that I grew up watching. And when I think of football and the greats, it's all the pre-modern players, right? This is like, I see some of these cards and the stuff that I grew up collecting. And so when I came back into collecting and I started seeing these cards again, like the nostalgia was just like out of this world. And so that has always kept me going in the game. And then obviously getting to meet all these people around the world, like including Doug, Champ, Matt, even though I haven't met Champ and Matt, and I have met Doug at a card show in Bologna randomly, which is such an amazing part of the hobby, right? Getting to meet all these people out of nowhere, really, right? And creating these relationships. And it's been a blast so far, and just love doing what I do, being able to share the things I find with the people around me and the people closest to me. So not going to get too much into it, but that's more or less who I am, what I'm doing, what I aspire to do. So
that's awesome.
Now,
How about, all right, Doug, you're up.
Let me give Doug a slight intro. Doug, ever since I got into this, he's somebody that early on, immediately I knew was head and shoulders above people on knowledge, on the way he views the game, how he collects. And it's a blessing for like me to still know him after all these years and still be able to write him DMs and still talk with him. And so when I kind of thought about this, I knew I was like, Doug has to be a part of this. So Doug, just for me, thank you, and introduce yourself, Doug.
I appreciate that. I don't know how true it is about the collecting, but I'm probably the most humble collector in terms of what I got out of you four guys. But I'm a cheapskate, but I'm working on it. I guess Leo gave a bit of background. So I spent childhood collecting stickers. Teens, I got the odd card, basketball cards. 20s, I don't think I've ever shared this. I collected playing cards and football shirts.
Oh, wow.
And somehow that never collided until in my 30s, boom, like it suddenly became obvious, like all this stuff's out there. And yeah, making up for lost time. And yeah, loving the research part, loving the hunt. yeah, loving your guys' content. And yeah, I'll be honest, most of my collection, it's probably not PreMo. A lot of it is, but almost all my favorite players are PreMo. But yeah, it's a big spread. And yeah, this list, your guys' list, I assume will have so many of my favorite players. So yeah, I'm just gonna sit back and listen and try and remember that I'm actually on the show and not just watching it.
Yeah, that's important for us, Doug. We're a part of it, so we can't get caught just looking at both of them. We got to speak too. So,
See,
and that's a good point about the era, though. Like we're sticking to 77 to 2013, which was what we defined it as at the start of the podcast. There's different ways to define it, but that's the era that we're staying between for this list. So
yeah, because it's an era where like everyone has a different kind of range, but I know I sat back and we just kind of figured out like this was a good broad range that kind of covers, you could say, the end of like the 70s, right? And then it goes into almost into the prism and the flawless and all that. So it's like right there nestled in the middle. And we're going to start off with our disclaimer. So first disclaimer, as always, and I could actually say this for the four of us, we buy goats and take care of our families. That's very important on this podcast. We hope that everyone that is involved in purchasing pre-modern stickers, they are paying their bills and taking care of their families and their future generations to come. And the second disclaimer, as always, read Algergella's disclaimer. It has more of the legal talk, the correct terminology. Everything we say on this is a complete and utter lie. So just no financial advice, unless the champ says it. If the champ says something, buy it. Rush out and buy it immediately. And that's how we're gonna start off. We're gonna go first with the number 26. Now, the reason for 26 is because I know the four of us have struggled heavily over the last couple weeks with this list, and I think that number 26, I'm sure there's 50 26s, but we want to start. Leo, I'm gonna start with you. What was your one that barely got left outside in the cold right as like the storm came in? Which one was the one that got left out, Leo?
the thing is, it was difficult because when I actually started and I started putting down all the names of the items that I want on my list, and I started then putting them in numerical order, and I was coming near the end, and I'm like, holy shit, there's not enough numbers.
No spots.
There's no spots left. And then I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna have to leave a few of them out. So I think for me, it's like it's not just a 26, but like I have a few players that kind of qualify for that 26th place because I feel like it hurts not like bringing them up because those are stickers that I would personally always buy if I had the opportunity. And so my 26th, I had 3-4 players that I couldn't decide on, but they just like nearly missed out. And that was the Lewandowski portrait rookie, the Cantona rookie sticker. Yeah.
Oh, spoiler.
How dare you?
I know. The Scholes, but like I said, I despise Manchester United, so it wasn't that tough. But it hurt not putting them on the list because of how difficult it is to find that in good condition. It's like a little kid cut them. It's so difficult to find them in top condition. And then the Harry Kane rookie sticker from 2014.
It's a good one.
I think he's so underrated because when you talk about the strikers of this era and you look at his numbers, and now he's starting to win titles with Bayern, and he might even win the Ballon d'Or, how it's looking like, because there's no clear favorite. Maybe Elise Kane. So it's between those two. So I really feel like that's a player who he's starting to get more love, and that's stickers from 2014 as well. And it doesn't pop up too often, even though the pop is still relatively low. It's just one of those stickers that when I see it, I'm like, oh, it just has such a nice eye appeal. But those four, it was just tough to like not bring them in the list, but there's just so many good stickers and cards out there from the pre-modern era that there was no space for them. I think it was more of a disrespect leaving out the others in the list than it would be them, even though these are like
it could have been a top 50. It could have been a top 50 pretty easily. Some hard cuts.
No, it's crazy, but I think those are mine. I know it was only one spot for the 26, but like it's impossible to give just one name. Those players were too important for me to not to mention. So that was my 26. So maybe pass it to Doug now and see what his 26th
all right, Doug.
item was.
So I also have like 10 names, but I'm only going to give one just because I guess it's kind of a spoiler. What wouldn't be coming up next if I say other names, if that makes sense?
Yeah.
So I don't want to talk bad on other cards that might come up, but
Yeah.
Roberto Carlos is not the Panini Campeonato, the team set one, the Palmeiras team set portrait.
Yeah.
Super rare. I know Matt has one in hand. Pure, yeah. If it was a league set, I think it would be not just in, it would be quite high up. But yeah, that sounds like a negative, but it's just, this is such a tough list to make. There's tons of Ballon d'Or winners not in it. So yeah. No shame if no one gets it.
He's not on my list either, Doug. So I feel that and he's honestly, I forgot about him completely.
More to come on him.
Artwork. I'm looking at my list and I'm like, honest to God, who did I forget? And I'm going to be embarrassed because I'm sure I forgot someone big. So that's already one of the names I even consider. So it goes to show how small the portion is of.
I know, it's crazy.
We are off to a blazing start though. Jesus Christ, those
I know. It's funny too though. Like I'm already. Well, I'm not going to do any spoilers, but like the fact that we're talking about cards that were in this range for me too, which is actually funny that we're landing in the same spot. I'll name a few. My two big ones. Well, like you, Leo, I considered Lewandowski. He was in for a while. He dropped out. De Bruyne as well. The headshot, super rare. You guys might talk about him. I had to cut him. I was crushed to not be able to fit in the George Weah foot. I know.
Oh,
and then I was unable to get Bergkamp Voetbal 91 in here too.
Leo just had a heart attack.
Honestly, I didn't even know it was going to be on the list. If I start seeing a bunch of these Manchester United legends, champ, cut the footage, man. Cut it right away. We don't need that.
Matt's going straight, man. Man, that's damn. That was two good options, man. And the Roberto Carlos, I'm telling you, y'all are on it. Shit. All right. So my number 26. I'll give a couple of others since y'all did too. My number 26 was Andres Escobar, his 1988 rookie from Colombia. The reason being is just because those stickers over there, man, there are none that are unstuck. Like those things got stuck immediately. And so for me, there's only, I think the pop is super low. There's none that are unstuck. And he's just a player that for me in that era he's one of the ones that kind of influenced me, like, you know what I'm saying, like early on being, you know, who I am. My father is from Colombia, so obviously that player for us means a lot. And it was also kind of a deal where I wanted him on this list. I think he's a player that, you know, he was good. You know, he wasn't no top 100, but he was a player that for us was very good. He was slowly every year getting better, and there was rumors that he was going to go play across the pond. He was going to go to Italy and play. And so obviously he tragically got killed, got murdered. Everyone knows the story. Watch 30 for 30. There's a very good one. It's called The Two Escobars. And I think that one is one of the best ones made. So for me, like I said, it's kind of like a sad one, but at the same time, I wanted to give him love and props and respect and have him at 26. And the image, obviously, of that sticker is beautiful. It's got the chisel, the face, the hair. He's just amazing to me. Number 27, 28, 29, Rude Gullet. Sammer, who Leo knows I hate Sammer. The way you hate Manchester United, I hate Sammer because he stole something from my baby R9.
Amen.
At another time, that could be a whole like show of me just like stabbing his cards and pictures and shit, right?
It's just a rant.
And honestly, the plan is to purchase all of his high grade copies and burn them on alive. That's the plan. Eventually, once I get real rich. Next up, Baresi. Baresi was tough. I know that there's the what's called like play money, which is the one that I'm after right now. That's super rare. But I went with his basic Calciatore. I think the image, the background, I think we all know him as a player that really stood tall for 2 decades. He's considered, you know, arguably one of the best guys in the back. So he's a player that I felt when you talk about PreMo, early on for me, he was like one of the main ones that started it. And so I had to have him on that list as well. So those are my 4. Escobar, Gullet. Gullet was somebody that, man, it's like you hear about so many players and so many players go, I don't want to say unnoticed. I know the guy's a legend, but he's not talked about as other GOATs are. And there's a lot of them, kind of like what you said about Kane, where he's a player that Kane is ridiculously good, but we hear about so many other players all the time that they kind of get lost in like the shuffle. So that's why I went with those 4 guys. So that was an interesting start, though. I will say this: I've already heard names that are on my list. So this
Me
is
too.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is about
that,
to get good.
that surprised me too already. So I think it's important to like mention here that I know Champ already said early on that this is all in each of our own lists, but these lists really mean like our thoughts and our passion for each of these players have gone into this list. So one player that's in my list that could be quite high up in terms of ranking may not be in another person's list at all, just because of how much maybe I enjoyed watching that player or the kind of impact he had on whenever I was watching, on TV. So it's important for the viewers to know that every single player on our list, they're there for a specific reason, whether it's there's sentimental value or we have this certain love or passion for them, whether you support the team or national team, historic moments, condition rarity, typical rarity, or just pure eye appeal. So like all those things are factored into our list. So I think that's important for people to know, just so there could be names that are left out and they'll be thinking, why the hell did Leo leave him out? Like, is he on crack or what? Right? Like, obviously, if we're looking at from like an objective view, then it's completely different, right? Like, I think it's good to mention as well, I don't think any of us, I think we agreed on no Messi and Ronaldo, right, in our list, because I don't have any of them on my list.
So
I don't think
I
we-
have them,
did
but
we?
just one time.
No, I didn't put any Messi or Ronaldo just because I feel like that's just
Yeah, no, I feel you. I feel you.
those are the GOATs. I think they would be on every person's
Top of
list.
the
And I
top.
wanted to leave some spots open for other legends of the game that maybe people don't hear enough about. So I guess I'm the only one who did that, but that's fine. That's
No,
fine.
I feel you. And bro, that's actually very, very good you say that, because I'm sure the comments there, people are going to be, but this is the whole point of this was, as Leo said, this is our own versions, and we want to know y'all's versions. So in the comments, I want people to put what their 21 through 25
definitely.
is, why they pick them, because that's the beauty about this, is that we all have our own obsessions with these players and stickers and cards, that it's hard to kind of explain it, or for someone else to be like, Andres Escobar, what? Like,
Dude,
but
the
it's like,
comments on this one are going to be insane. Like, we are going to get dragged. Like, it's going to be awesome in the comments. But all right, Leo, kick us off with the real list. Who's your 25?
25. 25.
This is a good one to start it off with, actually, because I don't think he might be on any of your lists, but I have the Gerrard rookie from his
wow, love it.
Yeah. So let me tell you why. Let me tell all of you guys why I put Gerrard there. So I have Gerrard at 25, and I feel like Gerrard doesn't get enough love in the hobby, because if you look at the impact he had as a player and how good he was in terms of overall, whether it's attacking, defending, he was the box-to-box number 8 early in his career, number 10. He was incredible. And if you go back and watch videos of even Zidane and all these players talking about Gerrard, you were mesmerizing. He could do absolutely everything. I think something that might have tainted his maybe image, or like, I don't know, the way people respect him. He won a Premier League, I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, Doug. He never won a Premier League, Gerrard.
No.
Yeah, he did win the Champions League, obviously, the famous, Istanbul comeback. But I see that sticker, and it doesn't pop up often in high grade, like especially the PSA 10, right? And I feel like he's just, it's been a while since they popped up, and something about that sticker, the red, and how young he looks into it. It's an update sticker, so that's the typical Merlin 99 packs. You had to get these specific update packs. And even funny enough, I remember years ago, I met someone in a town in Italy. I think it was like, I forget what the town was, but it was like not really known. And I went to his like warehouse, and he had like stickers, tons of boxes. You're talking about like tens of thousands of stickers everywhere, right?
Perugia, was it that one?
Perugia, yeah. It was Perugia, exactly. And that's actually where I found the Iniestas, the whole Iniesta. I found them there. He had like stacks of basically every sticker from the Estrella set, right? But anyways, he had a bunch of packs in these like drawers, and I'm looking through them and seeing a lot of World Cup packs, and I see some Merlin packs. I'm like, that's odd. And I see 99, and they were kind of like open. So I was like, do you mind if I just like slide them out because they're open? And he's like, yeah, go ahead. I pull the stickers out. Who do I pull out of the pack? Gerrard, pack fresh. Wow. And I'm like, okay. And I've never seen an update pack from that year. And I ended up buying all the packs for relatively cheap, and I ended up getting another Gerrard. both pack fresh, but PSA just destroyed me on that. I got like a 6 and a 5 when they were perfect, but let's not get into that. That's for another video. But I mean, this the sticker to me, the player who he was growing up, because my brother's a massive Liverpool fan, so every time Liverpool played, it was on TV. And near the end of his career, but even when he dropped a bit lower in the 6th position, but I watched so much of him, and I always tried to like emulate, replicate the way he played when I played as a player, right? Just because I played the same position, the number 8. And I always try to use him as an example of going up the field and defending and how aggressive he was. I just think he doesn't get enough love in the hobby. But I just snuck him past those others just because of how much I looked up to him as a player. And I do think the sticker is beautiful. So he's my number 25.
That's great.
Nice. That one's pop 49 and 110.
I think Danny has the 10, Cam. I think Danny has the 10. Daniel, yeah, he has it.
I think Jamie UK had one. I don't know if he still has.
I think there's something wrong with the pop report, done, because
they split it originally.
So it's possible
that
it's
would
a
make
pop
sense.
8, champ. It's very possible that's like a pop 8. But I know those 10s don't pop up often because like those Liverpool collectors, and there's a lot of them out there.
Yeah.
They're not going to let go of that. Like that's a grail for a lot of people, and that's a grail personally for me because they're very hard to grade as well. So
no, it's crazy. I don't own that one, so that's a good one. That's on the list. I don't have that one. It's definitely on a short list of ones that I need.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love how you broke it down that he plays the way that you play. That was a beautiful way to put that. So that's a solid 25. God damn, man. All right, Doug. All right, Doug. Here we go.
I know it's my turn, but I'll quickly go to Gerrard. I think he could have been a Premier League right back, centre back, left back, defensive mid, left mid, right. He would have been a starter.
That's a great call.
And the other thing I quickly want to
he put him in the goalie.
He probably could. He was 6'2" or something.
Gamer.
But no, the other thing was everyone remembers Istanbul, obviously, but the West Ham Cup final. It was 06 maybe. That I still remember watching that live. I forgot so many memories this year, but I remember watching that final. That was incredible.
That's dope, man.
Dope. Anyway, sorry. I know Matt's a golfer. You've mentioned it on one of your PreMo shows. So I'm going for like a nice wide par 4. Nothing too fancy, just
straight down the middle.
Yeah, not even using a driver. I'm just using it like a 4-iron.
Thierry doesn't want to mess up.
I'm going quite safe. Nothing fancy. Just Rivaldo's 93.
Love it.
Panini Campeonato rookie.
Love it.
Yes.
I knew we'd get a heavy dose of Brazil from you, Doug, and I'm bringing that too. So this is a good start.
Okay, good.
Nice.
Hopefully it's a safe space here, but yeah. Just love the green and yellow borders. I know that might be an irrelevant detail to a lot of people, but it just rams home. It's Brazil. It's his first club, which isn't always the case. Sometimes, they miss out on their first club with their rookie. I think he's got a mustache. I know you guys are going to edit some images in, but yeah, it's just no frills, just boom. And yeah, the only reason it's not higher is, this is crazy when you hear about people talking about like basketball cards. Like, this is, I think I've got it written, pop 103 now. That's
not huge.
PSA pop, that is, but there's no 10s and there's only 3 9s. So that keeps it a little bit sexy still. Keeps it alive.
Sexy.
The hunt is alive still.
That's right. That's an awesome
that a player of that caliber is at 100 only. That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Gerrard at like probably so if you combine them, Gerrard's probably under 100 maybe.
You've always got that fear from Brazil, like what's coming.
Yes.
I know everyone said it so many times, but it's true. It's in the back of your mind. But yeah, at the moment it's holding pretty firm, and yeah, especially if you talk condition rarity.
Yeah.
I don't want to go down a whole like Rivaldo rabbit hole because we could do like an hour on that, but like I do think he's sort of underappreciated in the hobby and sort of underappreciated as what he was as a player, sort of looking back. Like I don't know if it's his personality wasn't quite as big as the others, but like he was an absurd like top 5 player for like 6 years in his prime, and a dominant player on the 2002 World Cup. So I love that call, Doug.
Yeah,
the only shame I'd say is he doesn't have any like Barca autos where he missed out on all those Merlin rubies, and he's got a few cool Milan cards, but I don't associate him with Milan at all. I can't think of any real memomies from his AC Milan time.
Yep,
he's a solid one. No, I think to Matt's point, I think it's just you had all the R's. You had Romario, Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, and I think it was just it's so hard for you to take what's called like limelight from those three names that we just said, right? Like, so yeah, and also I know for me, just one little salty thing was that World Cup issue where they kicked
Oh,
them in
Turkey.
the corner, right? Was it the Turkey, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, and I know there's people that didn't like that, but then again, it's like we can't judge. It is what it is. But I think what Matt said, he was a peak for a few years. He had a peak where he was the best and very underrated. And his sticker, I love it too. I love the green and yellow border. I think that makes it that's cheating in like a weird way. You know what I'm saying? So nice. All right, Mr. Donovan.
I want to hear Matt.
I'm kicking it off with Leo's favorite team. I'm being a complete homer. I'm going with King Eric, Mr. Cantona, Panini Football
We
86.
already started, champ. It would start with United already. Like, how many United players are we here in this list?
He's one of many. No, I didn't go crazy. I think I told this story on Desert Island Slabs with James, but my introduction to soccer was a cheesy little New England sports network grabbed Premier League games in the early 90s. And Cantona was the star. It was, what did Cantona do this week? And the attitude and he was just like a cultural icon. I think if we were making a list of the top 25 players of the era, I don't think he's on here, but characters, icons of the era, and the card itself, Pop 53,
Oof.
absurd centering. The centering is a disaster. I think 4 of the 9s are OC designations.
Damn.
And it's part of it's like the precursor to Panini Foot, which I personally think is like one of the most important lineages in PreMo, and continued. So, and then I know it's like, it's the Manchester United Mafia, but like every time one of those rookies pops up in mid-grade, it brings in money. Like that thing is in high demand, So I had to get Mr. Cantona on the list here.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, that, like, speaking of that sticker, it has like the top edge is always off center. It's either very thin, or it's just slanted. And a lot of the times, like, it depends on the grader you get, but PSA won't even like slab those sometimes. Like, I've had stickers like that they won't grade. You'll have to resubmit and hope that you get a medium grader. So getting those high grades are super tough. And again, a lot of people who are in the pre-modern space will understand, and Doug especially, that he lives, in Europe. But back then, especially at that age in 86, right, 1986, 85, no one was keeping those stickers in sleeves and top loaders. They were going straight into albums. And even finding packs from 86 is very difficult. Like, I can still find packs from 87, 88, 89, from 79, from 80, 81. But that 86 year is tough to find stickers. And it's weird because like the Laurent Blanc rookie is also from 86, from the same set. And you can find those pretty well centered. Like, I think the 9's a pop 2. There's no 10s. And I graded one of the 9s and also an 8. But for whatever reason, that Cantona on the sheet that it got
the cut is terrible.
It's terrible, and it's just so tough to find in good condition.
It's unforgivable because they can just line it up with his unibrow. And,
literally.
There's no excuse. There's no excuse to get that top order wrong.
So it's just like it's amazing to me how the pop is also very low, and I've been looking at that sticker to give you guys maybe some more insight. Like, I've been doing this for 6 years, and I've never owned a single Cantona rookie, and I'm neighbors with France. I live in Belgium, right?
It's crazy.
And I can never ever find one that will like catch my eye because they're always such bad centering or just in bad condition, right?
France is such a big country. I've always wondered this with France foot. Like, it's
a
fascinating
mystery.
And it's a football mad country as well. Like,
the stuff from France seems like, when you compare it to Spain or England, it doesn't make any sense. Like the pops and how tough certain stuff is. You're right, Doug.
Damn, that's one that's on my list. Leo, I need it.
I'm adding so many names to this list. Like, fuck, I forgot about those.
All right, champ.
Leo, I need to.
I'm gonna close a laptop. I'm gonna message you in 2 hours. Champ, I found one.
I got him. Nah, man, he's a player. I think he played in Man U for 5 or 6 years, right? It was like a good amount. But yeah, I think when I first heard about him as an American was that kick. the flying kick from the stands.
Yes.
He was Ron Artest before Ron Artest. And he was a player that he was just, when he had the ball, bro, and these highlights that I'll be watching, he doesn't physically look fast, but how he would position himself and his control of the ball, like it's like he moved at the perfect pace almost, right? Like and he just seems like a cool dude to have a beer with or a barbecue with. Like he just seems like he's a little out of it when he talks sometimes.
He was ahead of his time.
Right, yeah, he's definitely a different breed, so that's a good one, and yeah, I definitely need that one. I do not have that in my Jorgella box, so that one's So for me, number 25, I went back and forth early on. I kind of started my list by just saying, what's my number 25? Let's just give someone a 25, and this is a player that if the champ could be reborn again into anybody's body or anyone's brain, right? Apart from Frank Sinatra or Bruce Lee, I would want to have KDB's brain for football. So for me, number 25, Kevin De Bruyne, his portrait shot, number 163. I am in love with that sticker. I do not own it. I do not have one. Leo. And it's one that,
it's coming up, champ.
all right, no, thanks, man. Nah, man, he's a player that when I got back kind of like into this, I really enjoyed watching him play. Like right now, I'm loving Pedri play. I love watching Pedri play. And seeing him play early on, I was kind of like, dude, this dude is really good. The way he was dropping these passes, the way he was moving that offense. And even, I mean, the dude won a treble. I know for his team, you know, his country, he wasn't the most, he didn't have, you know, a lot of wins there. But I think what he did as far as in his club team is he's a GOAT to me. I love De Bruyne. I love his style. If my son's gonna play football, I want him to watch those videos, right? Like the guy just exudes class. The way he's just like an old school 10 to me. I don't know how to explain it. Like he just like if I was to have someone right in the middle besides Pive, of course, it would be Kevin De Bruyne right now. Like he's amazing. So that was my number 25. I don't know if people would expect that from me, but I'm a sucker for Kevin De Bruyne.
I'm happy to hear that, champ. I have a massive amount of respect for KDB, and not because I live in Belgium, but even when you just think about that sticker, right? I know ever since I started, you know, here in Belgium collecting again, I came across a lot of the, you know, the portrait, the action sticker, and I've graded even I think 2 PSA 10s, and they're, I'm not going to say easy to come across because they are still difficult to find centered properly. But because the cardboard, like the material on the sticker is very thick, it's easier to find them without surface issues. But for whatever reason, that portrait and the centering from left to right is just so difficult to find. And I think I had a few raw like when I started early on, but I couldn't grade myself because I started it with zero euros in my bank, right? And I remember selling it to Daniel, and he graded it and he got a PSA 9 out of it. Yeah, but those in a 10, like the difference in a 9 and the 10, the prices, and I also think that sticker is undervalued in a 9 at least. Like it's still under the $1,000 range, but for how, you know, it does not pop up often at all. Maybe like
I think the pop is like 30 or 35 for like a it's not an old sticker.
2011, and everyone here in Belgium is aware that you don't stick that sticker now when you come across it. They won't want to sell, but they ask big bucks for it, right? And that in a 10, I think the last sale was recently like 7K in a buy now in a PSA 10, and the 9 recently did I think like a K, but right before that, like a year before that, it did like 400. But like you start seeing these players with these like very rare stickers like the De Bruyne. It's still kind of in between that pre-modern, modern era, but it's just like Champ said, incredible footballer. Like if he's won everything but the World Cup, that guy can play that kind of football. And this modern day era where there's so many athletes on the field with that technical ability, which makes it even more difficult to play. And what he was doing left foot, right foot is it's crazy. It's crazy. That's a good pick.
He's a beast.
Solid, man. He's solid. So.
All right, Leo, 24.
24.
Kobe Bryant.
This one's I think we talked about it right before we entered. Like I had a lot of players on my list that came from the same set. I'm gonna highlight one of them from that set, but I'm actually picking for my 24 spot the EA Sports stickers from the Panini Foot 2001 set, but the Thierry Henry particularly. But it would probably be obviously the Henry and the Zlatan. But I thought, let me give it to the Henry because, Arsenal supporter, got to give them my love on the channel. But to get into that, I feel like those stickers, I don't think people understand also how rare they actually are and the amount of love I have for those stickers, because everything that I've done in my life in terms of around football and what I just completely have just an utter amount of passion for is in those stickers, right? So for the Henry, massive Arsenal fan, and it was in collaboration with PlayStation, right? With because I know PlayStation sponsored Liga, the League One that season, and those stickers that were then given out because they were video game covers for each FIFA, I think 2001 or 2002, that was released in specific parts around the world. And they weren't released in packs. Like if you have sealed packs of Panini for 2001, you can't find them in there. So whoever's looking for those in packs, do not buy them because you won't be able to get any of them in it. They were handed out, and I'm pretty sure you could find them in sealed albums as well. But the sealed albums are just so difficult to find. But that's where I found all the ones that I graded, like all those PSA 9 Zlatans and the 10, anything higher grade in the EA Sports set came from when I found a lot of these albums from some guy in Italy. Yeah, so and it was a good topic to talk about because there's a lot of people at the time that were thinking that I was creating fakes, but it was just purely a situation of luck, and I was able to get those albums. And when I just look at those stickers, think about FIFA, thinking about the cover, the black border, and the fact that they're not easy to find. Like, I don't know if anyone has the pop out, but the pop on all of those stickers is so low. And when you get into that like high grade range, the only reason why they're even there is because those sealed albums were discovered. But
especially those black borders, right? That's a tough grade.
Yeah, so like the Van Nistelrooy, for example, every single time I pulled them out of the album, it was always damaged. I think I got one that wasn't, and it got a 9, and I sold it on Golden a few years ago, I'm pretty sure. But like everyone else, they could either be bent or they could have little nicks. But like, again, luckily I was able to get the Henrys in good condition, the Ibrahimoviches, the PSA 10s and the 9s, and they all command honestly big bucks. And I think people are slowly starting to pick up on that more, like, oh, this set, it's like it has everything that I love about football. And so that's why I had to put this sticker on my 24, because it has the rarity, it also has condition rarity. And I'm a massive, like, I used to play FIFA. I stopped the last year or two because I used to play from like 07 until now, Ultimate Team, every single year. It was what I did. And so when I look at those stickers, it's like a flashback to my childhood and what I've always loved.
That's amazing.
So that's why it's 24 on my list, ahead of some others where people could think, is he crazy, the sports stickers? But I feel like
no, that's perfect.
It has such important, like, I see those stickers and I just want to smile. Like, I'm like, man, what an era,
The one thing I'll say about those is, like, as an American with spotty television availability of international soccer, like, FIFA was our lifeline.
Yes.
Like, FIFA was how we learned about players, and it's like, I have the same nostalgia that you do, Leo.
Dude, I completely feel that. With FIFA, that was how I knew the players' ratings, who was who, the teams. Like FIFA for us was like our little like portal to like cross the like pond and know what's going on over there. So I think that's a great pick. I'm actually, I'll say this now that I hear it, I'm surprised it's that low, because it is, I think, one of the top PreMo sets. Like, it's sick, man. It's sick. It's sick.
It's just hard to move it. Like, I looked at my list and I'm like, man, then I gotta reshuffle everything. I think right now it's just important that I just put it in the list so it doesn't miss out, because that sticker is just, I think the appeal it has, the rarity, the meaning, the images, the players on the sets. Like the Ibra, it's obviously he's not his rookie, but like it's
kind of rookie material.
Kind of material because of how rare like that rookie really is. So it's like the next best thing. He doesn't have any other sticker the year after his rookie. It's that one, right? And like the image of his face, he has like the blonde streaks in his hair. Like that's from his rookie image. Like that could be even images that were taken from his rookie year. Obviously, we don't know that, but it is some sort of material, and it's just so like, and Henry being Henry in that era. So it's just the Totti, the Casillas, the Van Nistelrooy, just a lot of
big checklist too.
Yeah, massive,
amazing.
Pop 130, and the what's called like Zlatan is pop 50. So all the other players are combined 80 total.
Crazy.
Henry is 14.
Yeah.
Total
Yeah.
pop.
Zlatan made that Zlatan FIFA was bouncing in and out of my list. He didn't make it. That's another honorable mention, but that one was up there. All right, we got to move on. Doug, 24.
Nice one, Leo.
But no, I love the unique context Leo can offer. Like, you just throw away comment, oh, I graded 2 of the PSA 10.
It's not even reflecting. It's
just like it's nothing.
Like, they're not just on my list, but I've actually had them too. Like, I've been able to actually look at them in person and not just.
No, obviously I'm joking, but it's awesome.
Yeah,
yes, bro. It's stuff, bro.
It's like when El Rey is like, oh, what's that? Oh, I'm sitting on 371 bizzes. Sorry. How did I get there? Like,
he's like, he loses them.
The law of probabilities. You know, like the other day, I was actually like, I'm just going through some shit because I just have too much stuff and looking for something and found something else, and I found a card, like literally $100,000 card, baseball card that I had no idea that I even had. And I'm just awesome. Like, I'm like, hey babe, I just, you know how that feeling when you put your hand in your pocket, your jacket that you wore last year?
Yeah, you found like 100.
Yeah, you're like, you come out and it's like a $20 bill, you know?
Yeah.
You weren't, I'm like, holy shit, I feel like I won this for free.
Yeah.
And
that's like when I found that hockey card, I found that C50, C56.
That happened to you. Yeah. And so like I literally had the same thing, and I'm just like, I didn't think I bought this card. And then I went back and checked.
Al stole it.
Yeah. And I bought it for like $4,000 in auction in 2013. And I just threw it in a drawer and forgot about it. And then I just found it the other day. And
hell yeah.
I actually I was just like, are you fucking kidding me?
I forgot I put that there. It's a Maradona rookie. Oh yeah.
Oh my god, you're killing me.
But no, I'm sorry. I'll get on with it.
No, let's hear 24.
This just snuck in, and I've tried to. It's kind of, there's 3 potential players from the same set. I'm happy to just pick one. I'm kind of just picking a set, which I don't know how controversial that is, and it just sneaks into the time frame. It's 1978. I'll need to read this. Laboratorios y Agencias Unidas, Argentina 78 World Cup.
Ooh.
It's a Mexican set, big cards with like stripes on the borders.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully you'll see. Go on Matt Hendler's Instagram page. He's got plenty of copies. But yeah, I could put Zico in there. I could put Hugo Sanchez because it's his rookie.
Yeah.
I could put Kempes because that was his tournament, his year. He was top scorer in Spain for like those years, won the World Cup, top scorer, Ballon d'Or. So yeah, it depends which angle, and maybe that's a spoiler saying Zico. But I kind of want to put Zico in because he's kind of too good a player to not be in this list, but I don't want to fall into that trap as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of a set, and it's an eye appeal thing, but it's also rarity. Yeah. Like those players I've just mentioned, Sanchez or Zico's a pop 2.
Wow.
Sanchez, I think, is a pop. He's a pop 2, and Kempes is a pop 1.
Oh,
and they're really low grades as well.
That's insane.
That's crazy. Yeah.
PSA pop, I should just say. Other grading companies do exist.
Yeah.
That's a really cool one, Doug. That's not on my radar at all. I got to go look at Hendler's page.
Yeah, but they're beautiful. The cards are beautiful. Like you said, the eye appeal on those being from, 1978, and to have that kind of, imagery that they had back then with such little resources and material. It was
just fitting the slab. So no surfboards. They're just perfect, big, beautiful.
Quick little glance.
Yeah. There you go.
Look at those.
Kenny Dalglish you could have. Yeah. There's so much. You could
have like the flag colors. Yeah. That's that.
Platini. You could have a young Platini there.
Oh, wow.
That's a nice one, man.
So I hope you kind of forgive that. I can hone in on one player if I need to, but let's just say Kempes for top 1, any grade.
That's funny. I had that vibe for a few sets where it's like there's kind of no player that stands out, but the set needs to be recognized. So I like what you did, Doug. It's worth mentioning.
No, that's a beautiful one too. I don't have any of those, so I'm gonna have to find me. But
I
love how it has the colors on one side. Like, yeah. Oh yeah, I'm making my notes for So Mr. Donovan.
All right, I'm turning this into a pump and dump because I own this card. Doug mentioned it before. There's no way this list was being created without Roberto Carlos. Now, this is like a wish casting pick because this is the Multi-Editora the one that Doug talked about, the one that's kind of been like a recent discovery, I would say, because I hadn't seen this until it kind of popped up on the Discord, like I want to say like a year and a half ago.
And you bought it within 6 minutes? Yeah.
I did. Any price. Now, the Abril Campeonato has earned its stripes. It's put up some big sales, and I love that card too, and I have that sticker. I do think, and I totally hear what you're saying, Doug, where that was a league release and this is a team set, which does take it down a notch. I do suspect that this is going to end up being his rarest piece of rookie material. Easily. And I think that's just going to trump the iconic nature of the Abril. And I had to get him on here. He's one of my favorite players of all time. He has to be on the list, and I love that one. And that's Pop 6 right now.
6 copies.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
And of course, Champ has one.
You guys were FIFA guys. I was a Pro Evo guy when I was younger. Just the suspense of him running up for a free kick.
Oh my
God. Game.
He was a beast, bro.
Just like your heart was tripled in speed.
Dude, he's somebody
like
that like we did a freaking episode. I even cut my beard like to have the same like hair as him on that episode to pay him tribute. Yeah, he's a player. There's not much to say. I think I wish if we could see him play in this era.
Yeah,
I think he would fit in nicely.
He would come all the way up and then run all the way back like the whole game. Like I would love to see him in this era. Like,
well, he certainly has the athleticism for this era. You know,
he started as a forward, I think, right in his career, or early on, he started as a forward, and then they slowly like brought him back. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, no, that's a Pop 6. I remember the first time I saw it. I think I saw a picture of it. The second time I saw it, it disappeared in front of my eyes when Matt stole it from me and bought it before I could find the post where someone was selling it, and it lasted like 6.5 minutes.
Matt, you're still angry.
Yeah, no, I'm mad. Now, I will say this, bro.
Like aggressive, like he's like
it's really negative energy coming towards me.
No, but I will say this. Shout out to Pelkey. I recently did a deal with him. This is one of my Soko pickups, actually, was this one. So very happy to get this one. I completely agree with y'all on everything y'all said. I love the image. The dude has the freaking what's called like soul glow. You know what I'm saying? Like Jerry curl, gold chain, collars open.
So 90s.
It's a small one, but it looks like a picture, not like a sticker. It really looks like a pic. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but beautiful pic. Completely agree with that one. And it's Pop 6. That's crazy to me.
Wow. It's probably gonna go up, but who knows how much, you know?
Yeah.
All right, champ.
Whoever's bidding on the PSA 5 coming up, good luck. That's all I'm gonna say. All right. So for me, number 24, Kobe Bryant. This one, people might be surprised as to why he's so low on my list, given my fascinate. Like I love this guy. This was one of the guys early on I went hardcore on, and I feel the same way about him as KDB. When he was a coach recently, I'm not gonna lie to you, I got fully back into like trying to watch every game of that team just because of him. Like it's like, because you know how it is, we're working, we got family and wives always want to do stuff on the weekends, right? And so with all that type of stuff, like I really made time to watch his games when he was the coach. So for me, 1998 Panini Football number 56, Xavi Hernandez, the card.
Nice.
That to me is a card that when I first saw, I fell in love with it. That same style appears in two separate sets. It appears in a Italian only set that came out for the World Cup in '98, and it came out for Panini Football in Spain. The black borders make this a tough grade. There's no PSA 10s. It's 6 PSA 9s, and to be honest, I got the last PSA 9. I remember when it was a Pop 5. And Danny, shout out to Danny, who's like making an appearance on the show. He found one, and he had one. He had a few things from Spain, and I remember just like wanting it. We couldn't actually agree to terms. So this is the funny story. We couldn't agree to terms. So I told him, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take my chances on auction, and I ended up winning it. I believe I got it for a third of the price that we were negotiating, so I did pretty good. But I was really happy with it. Like I said, the image alone, the black border, I really love the back of it as well. It has like cool colors on like the back. So yeah, man, it's definitely one that I love. I love him. He looks so cool on it. I do realize that his sticker is way more rare. And me and Leo, like we've dealt with this sticker a lot. It's a very hard sticker to have centered. So I get that it's way more rare, but I think eye appeal wise, for me, this card is perfect. I love it. I love the image. I love how he looks. Uh, like the way the card is, so it has like the team name on the side, and then like his name is inside of like the team name. It's got the crest. Like it's just a beautiful card.
Yeah.
Pop of it right now is currently, wow, 69. So there's only 6
not
9
many.
and 16 18s. Now I will say this about the 18s, like that number looks fishy, not fishy, but
PSA
they're
8.
releasing 16 eights because
Okay.
because I own like 5 of them, so there's only like 11 eights.
Actually, backstory on those Chavis. 2 years ago, someone was actually selling a sealed box of that. Did I send you that box, champ? Like the empty box? I swear I thought I did. Yes.
I feel like you did because I remember Champ showing
That's
it to me.
perfect. That's perfect. There we go. You see, something that was in my hands is in Champ's hands. So
Look at that.
that Futbol 99 box, I bought that 2 years ago.
It's a cool
Sealed,
box.
yeah, sealed from Italy. And I was like, you know what? Let me just test my luck. I'm sure I can get him at least once. I opened the box and all the packs, like mind you, it was sealed with the original seal as well, because not all of them actually have that original seal. It's very difficult to find. But all the packs were like, it's like the glue kind of fell apart. Like you could open the pack without ripping it, right? I still have all the remaining packs basically unopened upstairs because you can just slide the cards out. And it happens a lot with those old Panini packs. But I'm going through them and I find the Xavi rookie. And I look at it and it looks perfect. And I put it under light, some light, look at the condition of the surface, and the surface looks very clean. But once you get to those edges, little dings, little nicks on them, like coming straight from the box. Like you can't get a better opportunity than that, right? And I ended up sending it to PSA. PSA didn't grade it because they said it doesn't fit their holder, even though they have 60 copies graded. So I had to wait to send it back. I had to send it to my sister-in-law's in New York, wait until she goes to Montreal, because that's where my wife's from. Then my wife, at the time, my fiance, fly over, bring the cards, regrade them. I regrade it. It comes back a PSA 8, which is a great grade, right? But just like, again, the story behind that, they are not easy to find in good condition. And the design on the card is beautiful. Like when I look at it, I feel like I'm looking at flames, right?
Yeah.
It's just it's like, and another thing to keep in mind, like exactly, it looks like I'm looking, it's like he's on fire, right? It's a card too. And a lot of these pre-modern legends, 99% of them don't have a card as their rookie. It's usually a sticker, right? And so Xavi has obviously the stickers, but he also has the card. And I feel like that's really important because of how important physical cards are in the American hobby. Obviously, Europe, stickers, but the cards are very important in North America. So the fact that he has a card, I feel like it's so valuable for any Xavi, Barcelona, Spain collector. So
it looks like it could be like a 90s or like 2000 basketball card. Like it's got like that level of design. It feels very American for another, not another word to describe it.
Definitely.
Using ball games.
All right. Mr. Panini vibes, 23.
Michael Jordan.
So 23. I don't think any of you guys have this sticker, and I hope you guys do, but I don't think, because maybe it's a name that didn't come across your guys' mind. But when I think of that early 2010s era in the Premier League, this brother was he was incredible. And the way he was moving at like...
Is it Eden Hazard?
No. I listen, I wanted to add Hazard to my list. I couldn't get to it because I guess his stint at Real Madrid it just hurt his, his legacy. But that's one of the best players I've ever watched. Let's not get it twisted. Hazard is incredible. And I love his rookie stickers as well. But to get back to my number 23, he's like 6'3", 6'4", and to be moving at that height and that, how built he was, it was crazy. And I feel like he doesn't get enough love, and he's so important in the hobby, and his stickers never come up, and that is Yaya Toure.
Wow. That is a name that I wasn't expecting.
And why I put him at that spot is because when I first started collecting, and I was looking through the websites in Belgium, and our version of eBay, and I see a sticker from Waasland Beveren, which is a Belgian club from Futbol 2003. And I see Yaya Toure. I'm like, he played in Belgium? I had no idea. Like, I know he had a trial at Arsenal. I know he played at Monaco. I think he played in Olympiacos. But I never knew that he played in Belgium. And lo and behold, that was his rookie. And I was able to get that early on. And that sticker, years ago, Panini's website was still selling sealed albums of Futbol 2003 for 120 euros. And I bought 5 of those albums at the time. I opened every single one. Every single Toure from the album had like a ding on the bottom corner in the middle. And everything else was perfect. The centering is difficult to find on those centered properly, obviously. But I graded all of them. They were coming back 7s, 8s. But I had got 1 9. And one that I sold raw to one of my good friends at the time, he got the other 9. And there's no 10s. And I sold that on auction. And I think that's one of the stickers. I think for me to add, like to just mention here is, especially early on, a lot of the stuff, the rare stuff I was getting, I had to sell because that was the funds I was using to buy more stuff, right? Because I was playing football. I still wasn't getting paid because I didn't have a European passport. So I wasn't eligible to sign any contracts at the club. So basically I was making this money off cards, using them for day-to-day life, but also to reinvest. So I had to sell, and I'd usually sell an auction back in the PWCC days. And that 9 sold for like $500. And I remember like a year and a half later, that same 9 that I sold ended up selling for like 900. So it already gone up. But that sticker is just, when I think of Toure, like I said, think of that goal he scored against Aston Villa. I don't know if you guys have watched it. If you guys have the time, search it up. Yaya Toure solo goal against Aston Villa. That guy was just incredible. What he was able to do in that number 8 position that season, Doug, I think he had like 20 goals from midfield. No, he didn't take penalties either.
Suddenly started taking free kicks.
Yeah, he started.
Was incredible at them.
Oh my God, the goals he was scoring against Arsenal. He had this screamer with his left foot that just floated in top bins. He could do everything. He could do everything. Maybe he looked like he was kind of like a lazy player for his kind of style of how he kind of, dragged himself around the pitch, but absolute monster. African legend, Ivory Coast. What he did for Manchester City, won multiple Premier League titles. I'm not sure if he won an AFCON with Ivory Coast. He did. I think he did.
Yeah.
And he's coaching now. He's coaching Bratislava, the best team in Slovenia, and he's off to a good start. So he's in his coaching career as well. He's a character when you listen to him speak. He's hilarious. He was just a special footballer in his time. And don't forget, he played under Guardiola at Barcelona. He played in that team when Messi was young, the Eto'o, the Ronaldinhos. Like, he had a special career, and he was such a good footballer and an important one. He was relevant. He represented everything you wanted in a midfielder. Like, typically, if you're big and large, you're not as agile or fast. He did everything. Special footballer. I'll
get served his highlights on like Instagram or like, and they're just mind-boggling, like the athleticism and the power and the speed.
Crazy. So he's on my number 23 list, and that's someone I just had to put there just because it's something
like that.
I think he's a sticker you just never see pop up, even raw. I do have another at PSA, but it won't grade great because the ding. So it has that condition rarity. And just everything.
We have one at PSA grade.
Sorry.
Yeah. Why is he being selfish?
Matt, I'm telling you, I'm saying these names. He's like writing down. He's on my list.
He's sending you a text right after this.
But it's good.
Oh my God.
These players, because sometimes, like we said early on, there's so many players that mine just doesn't go there sometimes, and you forget. Like, we forget to give them the love that they deserve in this hobby. And he is definitely one of them for what he did in the Premier League, in La Liga, internationally, Champions League, the silverware he won. He does merit the popularity in our hobby because
I think if you play for Arsenal, Liverpool, Man United, those fan bases are so much like
there's
more robust.
Fans, Doug.
He'd be
they're always empty. Like, all those titles they won, the streets were never filled. Like, you saw Arsenal last season. There was 1 million people outside of their stadium. Like, Doug makes such a good point. It's so important who these players play for.
If we want to turn this into a City hate fest, I'm down. Like, let's just completely.
I despise City too. Don't get me wrong. Like, I despise them as well, as much as I hate United. But he was, in that era with Canaguero and David Silva, he was just, special footballer. So That's awesome. I talked a bit too much, but he deserved the upset. So
a real quick point. So I was like, me, Seb, and Nils were kind of like, I was like, hey, look, I'm trying to do this, and that was a player that they both brought up quick when he wasn't on my original list, and I remember thinking like, really, like they both said it, and I started to look up highlights, and I was like, damn, like, dude, like the whole point of this is that whatever 25 we pick, there is another 300 that could easily fit, because there's just so many players on top of whatever rare issues and stickers and all that type of stuff. So I just thought that was cool that you mentioned him, and my dumbass had him completely off my list. But that was cool. Man, yeah, no, it's only a pop 25, man. You're right. No 10s.
That's
9s, 12 8s, everything else 4-4-2. So you're right, man. All right,
Doug.
23 for Doug.
It's a good seg. I lived in Belgium in that year, and if I knew what I know now, like, oh man, obviously everyone can say that. Yeah, massive regret not picking up any of those. But for me, what are we, 23 now?
23.
Yeah, 23.
MJ or LeBron or whoever, yeah. So this one, it came to my mind recently because someone just popped, is that the word? The first ever PSA 10. And I don't know if you can specifically choose one grade for this exercise, but yeah, the PSA 10 Totti 1994 Merlin Calcio 95.
It was Jamie.
Yeah. So there's one PSA 10, one club man, one PSA 10. There's something cool about that. But just, I think, it sounds bad saying it's not about the best players, but icons. He's one of those I think is elevated in collectability, not to put down his talent because he's an incredible player as well. But yeah, in terms of icon collectible status, a card we mentioned, like a lot of rookie cards aren't cards. This is a nice slab filling card. And yeah, there's only one PSA 10.
It's nuts.
And yeah,
that's crazy.
Overall, I do have the pop. It is. I thought I had the pop. I have it open. 1 second. Sorry, dead air. 57 total.
Oh,
110, 890. I thought there were more
because you can still find so many packs out there, but
yeah, exactly.
It's a difficult one because those Merlin Calcio packs, they all stick to each other. Like that is a special grade. Like to get those Tottis from that pack without sticking is crazy. And
still Totti's hair gel.
Yeah, I know, probably. But when you think of loyalty, I think everyone, well, not everyone, but a lot of people will think of Totti. Like you don't see that loyalty nowadays with all the money that's being thrown around and all the players going at the end of their career to Saudi and
sticking with Roma.
It's almost impossible to see nowadays. Even Messi left Barcelona, where you'd think he would never ever leave. So I don't think we'll ever see like a top player stay at one club for their whole career. I think it's so difficult to see, and he's like Doug said, special.
That's a good one,
Doug.
Doug.
Clean image. That Roma kit, which is in itself quite a unique color, it just stands out as a pop one club.
That's a really ones.
And you can do whatever you want with this list, Doug. If you want to pick the PSA 10, you pick the PSA 10, which you just did, which is fantastic.
That's a stunner. Yeah, if
that
there's
is
only
stunner.
one. Shit.
All right, this one is tough. And me and Champ had a little heart-to-heart before the taping about what I should do with this. But the 1981 Valderrama El Pibe Andy's Estrellas Football Mundial Pop 7.
Oh, 7.
Have not seen anything above a 3 when I was doing my research. And I'm going to let Champ talk more about the sticker itself and how rare it is. But I think the one thing that maybe some of our European brethren might not know is how big Valderrama was in the States, especially when we were growing up. Not only the big hair leading the Colombian national team, but then when he popped over to MLS, he was really the main draw in MLS for like 4 or 5 years. And he was really a celebrity. He was like kind of our soccer guy that was playing domestically. And I was joking, like he was one of the players that, you know, normie sports fans could cite and recognize, you know, in soccer in our country. So a special player to us, obviously a special player to Champ, but just the card itself, 81, that thin design, you know, almost a ghost card that even like serious collectors haven't seen or tracked down. I mean, I think it just absolutely has to be, you know, in the top 25 for me.
Yeah, it's an issue that in my history, right? I've never seen one unstuck. And over there in Colombia, I mean, y'all know how it is. And there's a lot of countries that are just really poor. So a lot of these sets is like they're not even the official sets. They're just kind of like pirate sets that are made in that town or whatever. Now his sticker, I've talked to Colombian collectors in their 60s, people that have uncles that collected, and to Colombians, this is like the way that I like put it to Matt, it has pre-war style, like it's rare because like I said, we've never seen an unstuck copy. We don't have a photo of that. And it's one that in my 5 years of hunting, the ones that I've seen like come up have been scooped up by like hardcore collectors. And that to me just says a lot when you got Al and Pelkey and Scott and all these other dudes. It's a pop 7, but the 7 that own it are like all hardcore dudes, right? So for me, I love that Matt picked it. I just think, you know, it's PreMo era, the hair, but rarity. It truly has. It could arguably be out of the ones that we've said, probably one of the top. Like with when it comes to just being rare, it's up there. So I thought it was cool. I actually got it signed during Copa America. I took the album
That's
and got
insane.
the sticker signed, so I think that sticks to me, right? But yeah, it's one that we're not going to see a lot of. I think in 20 years they'll make top 12, top like 13, and even then, I don't see that happening just because they've been scooped out already. People have been offering $1,000, $1,500 for a whole album, and if there was ever out there in Colombia, 1,500 to them is like 6 months salary. So
Yeah.
even if your like granddad had it, you would flip it to make some money. So I think that it's one that once it's sold, the PSA 3 sold for 4,000. I'm expecting to see a whole bunch to come out, and that came out. So there's definitely one that's rare. So I appreciate that, Matt.
That was an ode. That was an ode to you, my friend.
I like that. I like that, and a very solid pick. Very solid pick. Wow. So for
23.
me, number 23, we're gonna speed up a little bit. I got Weah as my number 23.
There you go.
The candy cane sticker. I know that sticker like right out the pack. Some of them are, I want to say it's diamond cut. But that France foot sticker, it's not as bad as some of the other ones from years before or years after. For some reason, it's a little thicker than because like there's some that are just super thin, right? But this one feels maybe because it's smaller too. It doesn't have like France sometimes has the big ones. This one's real small.
It's tiny. This one's tiny. Yeah, it's tiny.
And I want to say it's the smallest France foot out of that era, right? By far, it's like the smallest.
I think it's on the same size of
the 84. No,
and no, 87 is not foot. That's football still, right?
I think it is. Yeah.
Is it Panini foot 88 or is 89 the first year Panini foot?
88.
Is it? I think 89.
I think it might be 89. I don't know though.
I think it's 89.
Panini France foot is 88, 89 with Bibe.
Yeah, 89. Yeah, it's that one. Yeah, it's 89. If for the foot era, you're right. I think it's the smallest. It is the smallest from all of them. You have then 89. That's a bit thicker, like wider. But 90 is definitely the tiniest from all of them. And you make a good point with the cut because I've opened 2 sealed boxes of the foot 90. I think I even sent you some packs, champ, if I recall properly. Yeah. So those foot stickers, they do come out miscut out of the pack, and they don't always come out perfectly. Like I've sent 2 stickers of that Weah rookie to PSA, and it's always like PSA 7, 6, even though to the eye it looks great and the surface is extremely clean. For whatever reason, PSA sees something that I don't see on that sticker. It's a tough grade, but it's a beautiful set. I love the set.
It looks great on the red and white. Has the whole napkins and all that stuff. So, and that's one that I bought raw and graded. So I'm very proud of that one. And just the image, man. He's a goat. We don't, he obviously was an era right before the YouTube and all that stuff. But when you hear all the other goats talk about him, man, like Thierry Henry talks about him, I love when he talks about him because he makes him sound like a godly, you know what I'm saying, like superhero in practice, and like, you know what I mean, like early on when he used to watch him play.
First African winner for Ballon d'Or, right?
Yeah, historic. President Weah, president of Liberia.
Yeah, I mean,
and birthed a cool American kid, so he's I like him. I like the guy, but yeah, man, it's a PreMo, classic PreMo pick for me at 23.
It is.
So
all right, Leo, 22, my friend.
So 22. Another one I don't think you guys have on your list. This, when people ask me, who is the player, like your favorite player that you have watched, that you can remember like perfectly without having to think, well, like I remember watching him, I don't have too many memories of it, but I think the most impressive player outside, the Ronaldos and Messis that I've ever watched, he was not someone who was necessarily fast, but he was like a powerful runner. But what he did, the goals he scored in England for Liverpool, and that the few years he was there, Luis Suárez, the rookie, the sticker, the plus sticker from the suit. So basically that rookie sticker was handed out from packs at the supermarket at the time. And it's from 06-07, and the material for that sticker, like the paper, is so thin, and it has these like lines on the back that is part of the printing. But for whatever reason, I think PSA thinks it's like damaged. And I remember I sold like 10 of those stickers when I first started to someone in the States, and he graded them all 5s, 4s, 6s. So it's very condition rare. I don't think I haven't seen a PSA 8 above be listed in a while. It's usually 7 and less. But Luis Suárez, again, I don't think, maybe, I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think maybe you guys even have him on your list. But because of, all the awful issues he had, biting people, the racist slurs, and like, but we're talking purely Luis Suárez, the footballer.
Beast.
If we want to like go and look at his goals he scored for Liverpool, I don't know if you guys remember, but that goal against Newcastle, where I think the left back, forget what his name was, Jose Enrique, I think, plays like this long ball from half the field. He's in full sprint. Newcastle defender chasing him. He controls the ball literally on his chest, in between his chest and his shoulder, brings it down. He feints the keeper, goes around him, scores. I was mesmerized. I had never seen a thing like that. And he wasn't fast, Suárez, but he was so smart. He was so good with both feet. He was so intelligent. The goals he scored with the outside of his foot. If you look at his 4 goals he scored against Norwich, that's the greatest hat trick I've ever watched, seen in my life.
That hat trick is wild.
That hat trick is mental. And he had another one where he nutmegs the defender again against Norwich, but another game. He nutmegs the defender, and they just outside the box, outside of his boot, just curls in bottom corner, and the keeper had no chance. This guy, not only his time at Liverpool, but his time at Barcelona, because Neymar and Messi were there. If you look at his numbers, what he did while he's at Barcelona was mad.
Yeah.
He is, I think, if you look at number 9s, he was the perfect number 9 in my eyes. I think he had absolutely everything. He wasn't selfish. Even that one year in Liverpool when he had 29 goals, I think he had 12 assists. He was a team player, left foot, right foot, inside, outside, aggressiveness, pressing machine, right? He worked his ass off on the pitch. He just, when I think that kind of era, that early Premier League era, my mind just goes to Luis Suárez. And my brother was a Liverpool fan, so it came all from that, him putting him on TV and us sitting there watching with him. And he almost signed for Arsenal, the famous 40 million and £1 bid for his release clause. And he wanted to join up until everyone said Arsenal. Liverpool for Arsenal, you might as well leave Liverpool for Real Madrid or Barca. Play one more season and we'll get you there. And that's what happened. Barca came in and he did even better at Barcelona, but there was just
that's a good one.
I enjoyed watching all the time, and it's true condition rarity. It's a sticker you can still find in the Netherlands. It's not too difficult to find. The centering and the thin material makes it so hard to get in high grades, and I haven't owned one in 4 or 5 years. So it goes to show how difficult it is to get one that's actually worth buying. So he's my number 22.
Add to the list, champ.
I want to hear you guys' thoughts on it because it's someone that like when I was doing the list, he came right away on the list. Like for me, he was important to be on this just because of how good he was as a footballer in the Premier League. It was a shame they didn't win the league that year, but special footballer.
I love it. He's not on my list, but he was an absolute beast as a player.
What would I think about Suárez?
Yeah.
So I didn't. Just imagine playing against. Imagine being a centre back.
Yeah.
Just he would be like just relentless, like almost to the point where he's like humping your leg, but can then bamboozle. He's one of those players. I used to think he was quite lucky because his dribbles didn't look clean.
Everything.
But then when it works 10 times in a row, you're like, okay,
it's not luck.
Yeah. It's like he just found a way through everything. There could be 10 players around him, and he'd still find a way out of those 10 players with the ball at his feet. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Jammy player. He was so jammy, but I don't think it was luck at this point.
Relentless, just exhausting to play against. It must have been.
All right, Doug, 22 for you.
Yeah, dude. Real quick, I saw this one ball where he's running and the ball's like coming behind him, and he flicks it up while he's running forward.
Yeah,
I'm sure y'all know what I'm talking about. But
yeah,
bro, I ain't never seen no shit like that in my life.
He's crazy. It's crazy.
I was like, yo, did he just do that? And when you watch the replay, he meant to do it. Like you can see his eyes on the ball, and he's trying to flick it up. That was crazy to me. So,
yeah,
nice one. All right, Doug. Clyde Drexler, 22.
I'll go for a little variation of a classic set. So Merlin 95 Premier League, Shreddies back. So obviously now I'm talking about Beckham now.
Love it.
Just because the way that can just slice the pop, like bang. Suddenly it's down to 20, maybe not even. Okay, pop 27. But yeah. And you guys live in the States, well, apart from Leo. So I was having to stream the World Cup on American channels, and I was sick of seeing Beckham at halftime. Like he is everywhere. So I should, as a protest, leave him off this list. But you can't argue with that sort of pop culture, but just ability as well. Like Champions League final when he had to play in centre midfield to cover for Scholes, and Keane as well was suspended, wasn't he? I think that's underrated performance. But yeah, we don't need to talk about Beckham. But yeah, maybe he's not. Maybe there's 25 guys as good as him or better in this era. But in terms of status and the rarity via that Shreddies back,
it's a great
one. A cool story.
Yeah, it's a great one.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It is being from a cereal box. The whole idea of it. It's that's another one that I wasn't able to add on my list. But one I thought about as well. If I'm going to add a Beckham rookie, it would have to be the Shreddies. But it's such a rare sticker, and the cutting, the centering of it is just terrible. And like the whole idea, like you're scrambling through the cereal box and you're just grabbing the sticker, like just from the get-go, it was already damaged, right? So it is. That's a great one. That's a great one.
And then kids, imagine kids like ripping up the cereal boxes, like pulling it out. They wasn't trying to like put it in a top loader, you know what I'm saying? So that's a great pick. It might make my list. That's all I'll say about that.
It was on mine for a while. I switched it up for another one, but that's a really good one, Doug.
All right, very solid. Solid. Pop 27 too. Pop 27.
That's nuts.
I want the skulls from it. It's Pop 1, the one that Mo has.
I will fight you for that if it ever goes live.
Right, Mo. All right.
My next one is a little bit different. My next one is a little bit different, maybe a little controversial. This is kind of more about the set too. I'm kind of taking a page out of Doug's book. So what if I told you guys there was a set before 2014 Prism that had full bleed parallels, patches, licensed by the Premier League, autos from some of the best players in the Premier League. And I got to give a hat tip to Retro Soccer Cards, Damien, for putting me onto the set. But the 2013 Topps Premier Gold is really like one of the first true modern sets. And I think it paved the way for like the era that followed. Yeah. And some of the stuff, I mean, CR7 autos, like crazy innovations and a really simple parallel structure. And you guys know me, I'm true PreMo. I want the headshot sticker rookie from the country of origin. But I have to say, the longer I went in my collecting, I started to think about like first numbered, first really cool parallels. And this is another one, Leo. This is a Man United. This is Rooney. I'm talking about Rooney here. So I love Rooney's rookie catalog. I have Rooney's rookie catalog. there is some rarity in there when you get into the black backs and the really high grade Merlin. But I do think that you can make an argument that his parallels in 2013, kind of his late prime, and I got one right here. I do think you can make an argument that something like an orange out of 11 from that set leading into the modern era is maybe his best card. So I felt like I had to put the set on here. It's a way to get Rooney on here with some actual, or albeit like manufactured scarcity. But I love that set, and I don't think it gets the love because Messi's not in it, to be quite honest. I think if Messi was in the Premier League, that set would be an absolute beast.
Yeah.
That's a nice one, man.
No, it's a good one. I like the the personal story to it. I think that's what makes it also super interesting, because I don't dabble into that like enough to like know too much about it. Obviously I've seen it, but to hear more about it and what it means to you and the importance of it. And honestly, it's a beautiful card. The way the colors are like vibrant, and it's that was a great one. I love the story behind it.
Full bleed, team full bleed, definitely.
Yeah. Full bleed, baby. All right, champ.
22. This one is kind of weird. It probably wouldn't have been on my list 5 years ago, not even 3 years ago. So that ought to tell you something. I blame this one on, I guess you could say, Matt. I want to blame this one on Matt. So for me, number 22 is the 1990 Pro Set Roy Keane rookie.
Oh, shit.
The reason why is because he's a player that in the last couple years, him and Scholesy, sorry, Leo, him and Scholesy are just players that the whole era of that grimy, tough dudes bleeding in the sock, stabbing somebody in like the locker room type shit. Like, you want those guys on your team. I'm an old school dude, and I think Keane, like the way, like he's real. He's not fake. Like when you see him standing before he comes on the pitch, when you see him playing, when you see him talking about his teammates, like he comes off so authentic. I don't know if he's a good pundit or not. I just know I love listening to him.
Yes.
I love everything he says. I love hearing him. I love seeing him talk. I love his views on stuff. Maybe it's because I'm old too. I got missing hair, but it was a tough one for me because, like I said, it's just a regular card. But I felt it's the fact that I've fallen in love with him afterwards. He's kind of like one of my new guys that I'm like enamored with. I told Matt right now I'm fiending for a Roy Keane gold from Upper Deck. Like I want one really bad. So it's definitely a player that I'm still starting out on. I'm not deep in him yet, right? But he's a player that I've been like, for example, I was watching him yesterday I was trying to fall asleep. I couldn't fall asleep. I literally typed in Keane interview and fell asleep to a fucking Roy Keane interview. So that ought to tell you where Champ's at right now. But it's just because I love, like, I feel a vibe with him. It's hard to explain it, but I love hearing him talk. I love, like I said, and how people view him. Like you could tell everybody wanted to be on his team. Nobody wanted to be like on the other team. And I think if we're talking about PreMo in that era where dudes would get pushed and they would just get up and keep playing, they wouldn't complain, they wouldn't cry unless they were literally hurt. That's just the era that I miss. And I think Keane is like the perfect example of that era of like hardcore dudes. Like I don't want to say Vinnie Jones type hardcore, but Keane was a hard motherfucker. Like Keane.
I love it. I was not expecting to hear Pro Set on this.
Yeah, I know, right?
But Doug, were you aware like those Pro Set sets? I feel like they were some of like the first boxes I bought because I loved that era so much. But like
junk wax, kind of like junk wax.
They're just completely junk wax. Yeah, but like, were you aware of those, Doug? Like in the UK,
I would have been 4 or 5 only, too young. But I had no idea.
Yeah.
But that, speaking of Roy Keane, like obviously, I want to bring it up because I think people also, it can be like a misunderstanding of who he was as a player. I think when people think of Roy Keane, they think of this destroyer, He was very good on the ball. Like he was a
good passer.
Yeah, he was very good technically as well. I think as he comes across kind of like a jackass on like he doesn't give a shit about anyone and it's his opinion and this that. But he was a very good footballer, and you can see when he speaks also, in his podcast on Sky Sports, the insight he has on football. Yes, he could be harsh on a lot of players, but like he has such a good understanding of the game, and he was also a manager at some pretty big clubs up until he went into punditry. But Roy Keane, that rookie, the Pro Set. I came across a set I didn't even know existed a few years ago. I think Champ knows where I'm going with this one.
Oh,
Yeah, I kind of want to talk because I think you have it on you, and I want you to show it because it's like, yeah. So the set is called Panini Soccer Sevens. It was from 1991 or 92, but I think it's the year after his rookie year. But it's his first Panini sticker, and it's a Panini.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah. So I think it's 100% has the right to be rookie material because it's his first Panini sticker. The pro set is junk wax. It's not really loved by the hobby. It's a fun card to have, but you can get those boxes everywhere. This Super Sevens, I think that's a pop 2, and I graded both of them. So I got the box. You had Roy Keane, you had Shearer, you had McManaman. Was McManaman's true rookie? I think it was Shearer's second year, but it was also his first Panini sticker. And the Roy Keane obviously in it. And a lot of the Schmeichel, obviously it's not his rookie, but again, I think that might be his first Panini sticker. So those are a lot of really important stickers for some top players. And those stickers out of the boxes, almost all of them were coming out off-centered and issues because it's from, again, 91. But I was lucky enough to get a Keane that came out really clean, and it ended up coming back PSA 9. And I remember when I showed it to Champ, and I didn't know he was a big admirer of Keane. He was like, "Bro, I need that." He's like, "What the hell is that?" He said first. Like he had never seen it.
I'd never seen
he was
it.
mesmerized. Like you're just like a whole evening talking about that specific set and card. But I think it's such a beautiful action shot. It's in his Nottingham kit. It's Panini. It's rare in terms of, well, we'll see now, right? Up until now, the pop I don't think has changed. Maybe it's increased by 1, but the total pop is like a 2 or 3. Right? It's very, very low in pop. And it's just one of those stickers I feel like that has a lot of importance in his career as well and in the collecting in the hobby world. So it's definitely, I love that set. And I feel like it's good for the public to know that that set exists. And there are some really important names in that set, right? And you can see a young Roy Keane, a young Alan Shearer, young Schmeichel. So no, that was one I was curious to see if Champ would add on his list because of how many players there are out there. So it was nice to see he has that one in there. So
that's
now,
awesome.
if I was gonna do rookie material, this would have been the pick, obviously, because it's what you said about it. The image is fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
The back is blurry. He's like laser focused, sharp. And yeah, dude, when he showed me this, it was like I think you showed it to me, and you were just trying to what's called like break down how hard they were to grade and to find it. And I'll never forget that I was like, dude, that's Keane. I want Keane. So,
bro, honestly, I bought that box, Champ, and I didn't know that Keane was even in it. I was looking more for the Shearer, and I had bought it for like 50 euros on auction. And it was like,
dude,
and I started opening them, and I started seeing these names. I'm like, yo, that's Keane. He looks really young. Like, is this possibly his rookie? Then I find out that's his first Panini sticker. I'm like, oh, but I haven't found any sealed boxes since, or like any like,
that says something.
I don't even see it online on eBay.
No, you don't. You don't. It's crazy. And it's Panini.
I have it on my saves, and it has not come up.
Yeah,
that's
definitely
awesome.
a good one.
All right, we are in the final round. The final round of this.
This is all on Leo.
This is 21 on Leo.
This one is it's the one that I'm pretty sure someone will have on their list, but it's an important one for this video today as well because it highlights importance between me and Champ's like relationship that we've built over the years. So it's the Iniesta rookie portrait.
Woo! Headshot.
Yes,
419. And there's also other reasons why I put it on there. So just to like backstory, like let's go back 3-4 years. I think 4 years at this point. I had this Iniesta rookie. I paid quite strong for it at the time, but it looked really clean online in one of these European websites, and it came. It was slightly off-centered, but I was like, this definitely has a shot at a 9, like either an 8 or a 9. And Champ had just bought his first ever like card from him. It was like a Ronaldo Calcio PSA 9 from his 99 season, I think. Yeah. And he's like, yo, like, he's like, if you have this card, I was like, oh, like I have one at PSA, and I'm certain, like 75% sure, it's going to get a 9.
Yep.
A month later, Champ, it got a 9. You want it? Yeah, let's do it. And that was our first big deal that we did. Yep. And from there, slowly but surely, we kept talking, getting closer and closer, and now, become really, really good friends. And so that's why I wanted to put that sticker here. But also Iniesta, like I don't have to say a lot about Iniesta. That trio of Busquets, him, and Xavi, and how small he was. And he wasn't fast. He was quick. He was so quick with his feet and even quicker with his mind, and how he knew what he was going to do before he got the ball and how he could pick opponents. And it was just, he felt like a silent killer on the field. Like you get the ball and it was just like so silky and smooth, and obviously a very important player in the pre-modern era, won the World Cup, won everything, right? But this Iniesta rookie portrait compared to his action shot, because obviously we also know with the action shot, I think Doug, you were the one who messaged me, right?
I was suspicious at first.
Doug was
I hold
the
my
first
hands
one
up.
who messaged me. He's like, "Did you just grade like 16 PSA 10s?"
Doug was on it.
I wasn't.
Doug started attacking me. I'm like, I didn't do anything wrong. I promise you. I promise.
I was asking questions.
Yeah. I'm just playing. Doug
I was not. I was.
No,
upfront.
listen.
Yeah.
Let's clear that up. Doug was being curious like any other person, and
Sure.
all the other people were, because it was a massive scandal at that point. In a lot of people's, there was a video made about me indirectly saying I was creating fakes. But that story. So when I went to that warehouse in Perugia, Doug, he had a bunch of those stickers from the Estrella set, and obviously had a bunch of the action shots, but he had none of the Iniesta portraits. And he had a lot of portraits. Like I remember getting the Torres. He didn't have Dani Alves at the time before his whole, case and prosecution, because that sticker was doing very well as well. His first European sticker at the time, I think, was with Sevilla. Does he have a rookie sticker in Brazil, Dani Alves? Yeah. But it was his first one at Sevilla, very low pop, the portrait. But he didn't have that. But he had the Torres, he had the R9, he had the Zidane. He didn't have the Iniesta. And he's like, I don't have it because obviously it's an update sticker.
Yeah.
So it does have the cardboard. It's not condition rare at all. I feel like if you come across a Iniesta rookie portrait, the chances are the surface will be very clean as long as it wasn't played with. But it's just one of those stickers you don't find because of it being an update sticker. So I feel like, the backstory of how this card kind of like put me and Champ into like deeper conversation, and for us to like, strengthen our relationship and get closer. And the fact that when all that stuff happened about, the Iniesta PSA 10s, because at the time there was only like 3 or 4 PSA 10s, and I graded all of those, but there was no portraits. And maybe people are even asking themselves, is Leo hiding portrait stickers, right? Does he have a bunch at home? But that was the one thing that really got me intrigued about the stickers. Like, I just came across someone with a gold mine of
Had everything.
No, Matt, like when I tell you, it was literally thick, like just like it looked like stacks of stickers, of individual stickers, not like a bunch of them mixed up. It was like Suárez, R9, and just a bunch of random players, Zidane, the action, the portrait. And it was just like, but there was no Iniesta. But obviously the portrait, there was the action shot.
That's crazy.
I thought that was nice to know in terms of giving me a bit more, idea of how rare that, the portrait sticker is. So I feel like it's deserving of the 21 spot in terms of the sentimental value that specific sticker has between me and Champ, and also the whole backstory with all those Iniestas at the time not being able to find any there, because I was like, "Are you sure you don't have the portrait?" Like I was like, "Are you sure it's not hiding?" He's like, "I'm telling you, I don't have it." I was like, "Okay," because I don't want to leave here. And you text me, Leo, I found them. So yeah, that one's on my 21 list. So that's the last one of the video.
That's a classic.
And what's cool about that one is I'll never forget that you was like, I'm pretty sure it's a 9. Like it's if it's 99, I don't know what's going on over there.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? Like I was like, all right, like because I wanted a 9. I remember I think at the time I only had an 8. I think it was the highest grade I had.
You got it for a steal, Champ, at the time.
Right?
You look back at that price, like,
bro, when you wrote me and you was like, you see, and you sent me the photo, I remember thinking like I knew that you were good. I think my issue with you was your age. I was like, is this dude scamming? Is he hustling? But when you brought that, like when you were like, no, dude, this is what I do. I'll never forget that. You were like, this is my job. This is my passion. Like this is what I do. And I think with that convo, it told me like, yo, dude, he's like, once you broke down to me your story playing soccer, like your whole story, and it made me like get it. Like I was like, dude, he's on it. Yeah. And yeah, dude, when all that went down, I remember I knew, because I had found some too. Remember, I had found like 8 or 9 of them for like $30 each online in like 2021. So I knew that there were out there, but I think that like I was trying to be like on some, yo, there are out there. Like don't think that sticker, that action shot is the most rarest. It's not. But you came through for me, and I think ever since then it's funny. We've clicked, man. We talk and
Crazy.
text. And it's funny. Me and Doug also share an Iniesta story as well. So it's
Oh, no
actually
way.
cool that me and Doug share one as well. I don't know if he wants to share it now, but me and him also have one too. But
I miss that card.
I love it. That was
Yeah,
great.
yeah, it was one I
Solid.
had to put on my list. And I think just a quick like backstory without getting into it deeply because I don't want to talk too much about it. But because I was also young, like Champ was saying, I had the freedom as well to visit countries, and I wasn't working a full-time job. Obviously I was playing, but then I was coming at near the end of, before I had to stop playing and all the stuff that had happened. I was going to Italy. I was meeting up with Italians who didn't speak any English. I was talking with collectors in Croatia, and this is going to be a conversation for our last video. But I just having the flexibility because I didn't have a family at the time. I didn't have kids. I didn't have any other responsibilities but hunt. Look at my phone. I'm telling you, like 24/7, refreshing through all the apps and just looking through everything that I know that is worth something and people are looking for. So without diving into it too much, I had the freedom to go everywhere around Europe when I needed to. And I think that's what played to my favor in terms of being able to find a lot of this low pop stuff. So
you're a professional hunter, man. You're a professional hunter, and we appreciated it.
No. It's brought me close to so many people. And I think that's something that I didn't think about when I first started is the amount of people that I was going to end up meeting. I thought it was just going to be transaction done. That's it. Right. But the amount of like relationships I was able to create over these last few years is, it's great because, the older you get, kind of old friends, they move away even further and you get, split apart and you lose a lot of these relationships. But to be able to then create these new relationships in like a busy period of your life is also not easy because you have families, you have responsibilities, you have jobs. You can't really go out there and just, oh, I'm done work. Let me go drink a beer or drink something with a friend. No, I got to go home, have kids, have family, my parents. So to be able to meet people like you guys, for example, we're all in different time zones and region. I think that's such an important part of the hobby, which makes it all so much more important. And I'm glad Champ didn't think I was like a swindler and like scamming. So it was great.
Yes, bro.
Look what it's led me to.
Danny, I remember put in a very good word for
Danny was the first guy. Danny was my first guy, Champ.
Yeah, dude. I reached out to Danny and I was like, yo, tell me about Leo. And he's like, Leo, dude, trust me. He's good people.
Shout out Danny, man. I bought my engagement ring from his shop in New York. He hooked me up when I proposed to my wife. Danny he's a bit out of the game now, but he's a legend, man. That's the guy who kind of opened up doors for me. So that's someone I always have to shout out whenever I get the opportunity.
All right.
Lots of Danny, man.
I think we got to move on, guys. We got to get to Doug's 21.
21.
Back to Brazil, but back to 1978 as well. So just sneaking in, not a rookie, but it's ping pong Socrates card.
Oof.
Of which there are two. This is the one where he is. PSA calls it stands in background.
Yep.
It's, him in the stadium.
It's beautiful, man.
It just, and I know it shouldn't be a factor, but in the PSA slab, red, black, white, the Corinthians shirt, his whole story, like at Corinthians, the whole Dr. Socrates socialism stuff.
Crazy.
I'm not a big political guy. I may have said the wrong thing there, but but he there's so many cards of his I love in Italy with Fiorentina with that amazing Enere kits they had in the mid to late 80s. But this one just. But also I thought, oh, mate, it's probably not that rare. I shouldn't have it in this list, but it is.
It's pretty rare.
Pop 23, nothing above a 6, apart from a PSA 9 with a qualifier.
Oh.
So I don't know what the qualifier is. Maybe it's off center or marked, or I don't know. But
Shit.
Nothing.
And there's another one with is it like the street in the background? There's one with stands and one with street.
Doesn't hit my aesthetic spot as much, but the stadium one I've always wanted one, but I've never gone hard enough. I really want that Iniesta just to rewind a bit. Champ said he wasn't happy with an 8. I went hard recently on a SGC 6, so
yeah, I'm
after that.
No,
I think iconic player
cards. That whole set is beautiful.
It is.
Zico, that's so clean to me. That the photos, that man. Like, and early on, those were like hot. Like when I came in 21, those were like bubbling. Like,
I think a lot of people thought they were rookies for Zico.
yeah, everyone thought they were, right. His rookie is 70,
which is way off. 71, I think, or something
71,
way earlier.
Good God. Is that the one where he's in like the red? He's got like a red like kit on or something.
The ping pong or the
the ping pong.
Yeah. Flamingo kit, and the red border, I think, as well, red and black or red and white.
That's a beautiful card.
Those pops are low on it, man. They're
I was surprised because you feel like you see a lot.
Like half. They're like literally half or less of the ones of the of the street ones. That's pretty good on Zico, on all of them. Nice.
Just big 1982 World Cup team players.
Yeah,
all over that set.
Yep.
Yeah, but he has a really good backstory too. Like, I think for me personally, I don't dabble enough in the South American market, and it's something I think about really often. Is it because I'm afraid to do deals, you know, being so far and having to deal with customs and all that kind of stuff, and being someone who relies on grading? But it's a market that I've always more, and you know, Socrates and all these legends, you know, the Falcao, Zico, and all these players, even his Forza goal, his 84, 85 or 85, 86, I forget which one it was, but it's because I finally was able to find one recently. I was able to find two, and at the time it was only a pop one. Such a beautiful card. Like, the eye appeal on that Socrates with the purple kit and how important those Forza goal cards are is just
because I happily would have picked that Forza goal as well.
Yeah, beautiful one.
Maybe have the only two that have ever been graded.
Yeah, no. So there was one already, and then I got another two graded. I ended up selling them instantly, but it was tough because I feel like the comp for that PSA 4, or was it the PSA 5, I think, which is a great grade, by the way. It went quite cheap in my opinion. I think it was like 400 or 350, considering it was a pop one, and you know, Forza goal Socrates, and so I had kind of used that comp as like a sales price. So I feel like I also undersold. But again, that's another topic for another day. But let's like stay on point. Amazing player, amazing backstory. And I think I need to learn more about, you know, these South American legends before, like, you know, the R9s, the Rivaldos, the Romarios, the Zicos, and the Socrates. I think it's a good learning point for people like me to like step back and read into them and what kind of an impact they had, not only in football but also in their countries. So
yeah, especially Socrates with his story. My goodness.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna keep it in Brazil. A little bit more modern. I don't know if I'm too low on this guy or you guys don't have him on his list, but I have the 2002 Kaká Campeonato Brasileiro.
I forgot about that, Matt. I forgot about that.
Dani Alves. That's the set that has the Alves.
Same one.
So like, I'm researching the PreMo
sales. Man. I forgot.
And I'm like, this thing is a pop 31. A pop 31 from 2002. And every time one pops up, people go nuts. And I feel like we don't talk about Kaká enough. Maybe it's because he had like one of those careers where the peak was so insane. But like his 4 years where he was at the top of his game, won the Ballon d'Or, like he was just like insane. And then it kind of slowed down after that. But that rookie has a lot of demand. He has a lot of collectors. And I just thought like the prices and the pop are just wild for a 2002 sticker. So crazy. I had to include it.
Crazy.
And in a little side story, I think Hendler owns like a third of that pop.
Hendler's a hoarder. We have to have an intervention.
Yeah, he owns, I think, I don't know a third, but maybe a fourth or a third of the Kaká pop. So that's a nice one. That's a tough one. Wow. And yes, Leo, the Dani Alves is in that set.
Yeah, that's true. Exactly. I couldn't pinpoint what it was, but that Kaká.
Too many players, bro.
It's a difficult one, honestly. Like, I've never owned one. It's so off-centered as well. Like, it's
it's condition sensitive.
Isn't it? It's Panini, right?
Yep.
Sure it's Panini. And that's the thing. Like, these stickers were also made in Italy. You don't find them anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, those Brazilian sets, just some like info for people. They are so difficult to find. Like, and for whatever reason, they're always so off-center. And I guess he was just forgotten a bit.
But it's some years. Like, why is Kaká's rookie year so much harder to find than Rivaldo's? Like, it's newer. If anything, it should be the other way around.
That's the confusing part.
Made in Europe as well. Like, it makes zero sense. It makes zero sense.
Brazil is a head scratcher.
Yeah, definitely.
So we
Good
have
one.
to take a trip to Rio. Is that what you're saying, Matt, to do some research?
We'll bring Leo. We'll get him hunting on a new
Rio,
continent.
Doug, let's go.
Oh
to
my
Rio.
goodness.
You know how fast the four of us would be divorced? It'd be like that. Like you could just snap your fingers and the four of us would be out in the streets with a shitload of cards though. We up, baby. We up.
You're killing me, man. Oh,
all right, man, that was a solid pick, Matt. Man, Matt, I see you, Matt.
Thank you.
I see you.
Thank you.
For me, this player, I don't know. I think I was very happy to get this sticker when I got it. Shout out to Leo. The reason is because, in 5 years, I've only seen a couple of them, and I never had an opportunity at attaining one. So that to me, when it's on that level with my like dry powder, that usually means something's rare. Like if I can't get it or I can't find it, it's rare. I have the advantage where I do have the money, and thank God I have the contacts, right? People that really look out for me and my PC, right?
I wonder which one it is.
Here we go. Ready? So this player, I love him. I took me a while to get him, but once I got him, he kind of has a little bit of the champ alter ego in him, a little bit. He just recently started doing pundit work, and I thought he did pretty fucking good. So for me, number 21, 2000, bam.
Whoa.
Wow.
Zlatan. I think this is a tough one. Leo, you know, this is a tough sticker to find. I love the image. I know there was a big issue with fakes early on with this one. The coloring was off and people were breaking it down in like the Discord, and that also scared me a little bit, honestly. And so the moment you told me, you're like, I think I'm gonna get one, or I got one, and immediately I was like, whoa, this is the greatest thing ever. So appreciative. It's a very good copy. It's a 3, obviously. It's not no 8 or nothing. But for someone like me, when it comes to rare issues, man, I'll take what I can get. If it's a authentic cut out of an album, if it's whatever, like there's certain ones that I just want to have just to kind of hold that spot for when I get the one I want, right? So this was one, like I said, I think he's a great player, man. He obviously, I wish he would have stayed, kind of what you said about the clubs. It would have been cool as fuck to see this dude stay on one club for or 2 teams for his whole career. I think his issue was he moved around almost every other year, right? Like
personality was also an issue for a lot of managers,
for a lot of coaches and players as well, right? But I think talent-wise, I think he wrecked it, man. He was freaking. He's a beast. When you watch his highlights, he's not supposed to move like that smooth or that like precise, like for being so big. But I think I love the fact that he loves R9. There's a photo of him in his old house. Posters of R9, and to me, I was like, that's cool, because you could tell like that era of players, they looked up to those late 80s and early 90s players. So it was real cool to see him give props. But man, a stud of a player. I think this sticker is a tough one. Like I said, I'm sure Leo could tell us more like backstory, but
yeah,
super tough.
No, definitely. So some backstory on that sticker, and actually, funny enough, Pelkey messaged me because he was able to find a sealed album. They are very difficult to find. Okay, let's get straight to the point. Those sealed albums are so difficult to find, and when you do find them, people ask big bucks for them. I had found an album, selling on auction, and I paid quite strong for it. But it was one of those opportunities where you're like, when is the next time going to be when I see this, right? So I was like, I need to buy and take the chance and hope it comes out of the sealed album in decent conditions, like PSA 6+. I get the package and I come right on this table where I'm sitting, right? And I come sit down and I'm slowly opening it. I'm like breathing, like I'm holding my breath and I'm like praying, right? Like, please don't be crushed in there, because you've been in there for like 25 years. Please, right? And I'm opening the thing, and lo and behold, the very first sticker at the top of the pile of the stickers is the Zlatan. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, yo, it looks so clean. I put it under light, a massive crease. But like you can't champ, like unless you really look at it
in the light. Yeah. You have to see it at an angle. That's why I have the best 3.
Centering, all of it looks really good. But obviously, being all piled up, it had that damage. And I think when you look at the prices of that sticker, a lot of those sales happened when there was that fake scandal going on. There were fakes being made, and I know BGS was grading them. I don't know if PSA had graded one. It could have been possible. I highly doubt it. Yeah, and it's one of those stickers that really got it got hit hard because of word that was going around. So anything that was popping up in any slab, they weren't selling for the prices that they were selling when the market boomed. Like I know the PSA 9 sold for 30K. And I know
some crazy sales in like 2021.
Yeah, that guy who had the PSA 9, I know him. He's from Italy. He also opened a sealed album like years ago, and it came back a 9. So he was lucky that it wasn't damaged, right? And he sold it for 30K. But then you had PSA 8 sales that were doing like 11K, 10K, and then the scandal happened. 2K. It fell hard. Now recently, I was on auction, like I was on eBay, and I see some seller list this album like at minimum price, starting bid €1, the football album. And I'm like, yo, like there's no way I just found this at midnight on eBay. And I messaged the guy. I'm like, hey, like, do you mind just taking this off the market? I'll just pay whatever price you want. He's like, sure, send me €70 for the sealed album. And then mind you, like I paid $1,500 for the first album when it's a 2K plus at least, right? Like this is an expensive album. I make the purchase and I'm like, please don't message me an hour saying I found out it's worth more. I go to bed and I just hear ding, that the eBay notification. And I see his name pop up. I'm like, oh shit. He messages me back. So he's like, someone who was watching the album told me it's worth a lot more, this, that. But he's like, I'm a man of my word. So I will sell it to you, but I want at least 600 for it. Because he's telling me it's worth this much, it's worth that much. I was like, I'll gladly pay 600, right? So I pay him the price. I get the card. The album, I open it, no damage this time. Right? He's like, should I sell it sealed? Should I open it? No damage. Get it graded. And then I'm pretty sure you guys saw my post. It came back to PSA 8.
Nice.
And I was actually able to sell that 8, even though that last sale was 2.2K. Took some convincing because, people are worried like, oh, this is what it sold for back then. I ended up selling it for like 6,500, I think. So it's back on the rise. People that want that sticker. And it was before his stint on Fox. Because he did so well as a pundit. I think he had so much personality and he put his name out there even more. I like Kempes, incredible footballer. Like he has a black belt in body, I think. That's why he was so comfortable as well. Like,
just the
high up in the air and
weirdest combo of attributes, like twinkle toes,
crazy,
6 foot, whatever. The most flexible, ridiculous flexibility, most powerful shot, like just weird, unique, like, and because of that, scored unique goals that in this whole 1977 to 2013 period, no one else has scored some of the goals he scored.
Very strange player. The other thing about the card is like, I feel like it's iconic and rare, which is kind of a rough combination, like because it's so known, like the image. It's only a pop 49, I think, which is
that's more. I thought it would be much less.
Yeah,
so that's why I think there potentially are a few fakes mixed in.
They're quite low grades though. A lot of them are low grades.
Yes,
right? Like, you have a few PSA 8s. You have like 6 PSA 8s. You have 1 PSA 9, I think, or 2.
Yeah,
0 10s, and
it's more in that
1 to, exactly. And so from that 1 to 6 range, you find a lot of them. Like me personally, because of all those fakes that were out there, I would be scared to buy a raw copy unless I know it's coming from someone I know in Italy and I can see it in person. That whole fake scandal has scared people to buy even raw copies whenever they do come up, but they never come up. They also never come up. They're so rare. And I think it's a beautiful sticker, yellow border,
awesome.
Vibrant, the blonde streaks in his hair.
We've seen it there in Champ screen. I didn't realize how big it was as well, which always is a nice little feature.
Yeah,
it's good size.
Yeah, no, very, very beautiful, rare, also hard to find in top condition. It's special player, was successful at so many clubs, and even his stint in MLS, like you guys probably watched at the time, like that goal off the bench when he caught the volley mid-air. I think he volleyed it. That was mental. He was like 35 years old at the time. 30. It was crazy. It was crazy.
He's a beast, bro. And he looks like he can fight. He looks like he beat the shit out of somebody.
He's scary. He's scary. Yeah. He's scary. He's scary.
Hey man, this was incredible, man. This is part 1.
Good start.
This was awesome. It's a little long, but I think we'll like pick it up for the other ones. But I think as a start, this was incredible. Appreciative of y'all's time. Y'all both look sleepy, man. I know y'all Sleep.
No, champ. I would go to number 1 if I could, but we know that our whole audience would have been asleep by minute 3 hour and 30.
30-hour post. The first PreMo
This
post.
is
30 hours.
time off. This is regeneration.
Oh,
Nice. I'm glad you think that, Doug.
No. I was gonna ask maybe we like go up to 20, but like we'll stop at 21. I think it's
Hey, this was cool because I have some research to do. I love y'all's picks. I think everyone had a solid like grouping. Like everyone, this was awesome, man. I can't wait for 16 through a 20. Honestly, man. Thank you guys. This was part 1, man. That was it. This is part 1.